crochet starts with a slip knot. The easiest way to show you that is to take your yarn, make a circle like that, then you lift up your yarn here, lift up that circle that you just made, and you bring your yarn around from behind and you put it through that loop, like that, and then you pull your two ends and that will close your slip knot. Pull your slip knot closed, put your hook in there and close it all the way. Now you're going to need to wind your working thread, your working yarn, through your left hand. So the easiest way to do that, to create a bit of resistance, you're going to wrap it around your little finger twice, that. Then you're going to weave it between your fingers. So you go over your fourth finger, under your third, and over your second finger. And this is the part of the yarn that you're going to be working with. So it looks like that from the back, that from the front. Now you're holding your hook in your right hand. I'm going to hold that slip stitch that you just made, you're going to hold that between your third finger and your thumb. Now you're going to use your hook to hook your yarn, that, the little point, your little hook towards you, and you're going to pull it through that loop that you just made. And that's your first chain. I'm going to continue doing that. So you grab your hook, sorry, you grab your yarn with your hook, round like that, wrap it, make sure the hook's facing towards you, and you pull it through that little loop like that. And you just go, keep going. We're going to do 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. So that's our chain 5. Now between every row in crochet you're going to be doing what's called a turning chain stitch. So for single crochet we're just going to be doing one turning chain. So that means that our first row of chain stitches, we're going to need 6 stitches. So we do 1 extra. You can see you've got 6 there. So to start our first row of crochet, we're going to ignore that turning chain. You never stitch into your turning chain. We're going to start from the first stitch there. So also, sorry, we're going to be working into the top loops of that chain. So ignoring your turning chain, you're going to go under that loop there. Grab the yarn, pull it through that loop. Now you've got 2 loops on your hook. Grab your yarn again, moving your hook as you go, so it forms to hook it works to hook the yarn nicely. And then you pull it through both of those loops again. So that's your first single crochet stitch made. You're going to carry on, do another one, grab it, pull it through, 2 loops, grab your yarn, and pull it through. Go into our third stitch, grab our yarn, pull it through, 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull it through. There, yarn, and pull it through. Grab our yarn, pull it through. Okay, and then you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. So you come to the end of your row, you're going to need to do another turning chain. So, same as you did before, take your hook, you loop under your yarn, wrap your yarn over it, turn it and pull it through that loop, and that's your turning chain. Then you're going to turn your work, and you can see there you ignore the turning chain, and you do your first stitch into that hole there. And that's going to be where your row starts. So this time you're going to put it under both of the loops of the hook of the stitch from your previous row. Like that. You hook your yarn, you pull it through, 2 loops, pull it through, back to 1 loop. Okay, under both those loops, hook your yarn, pull it through, hook your yarn again, and pull it through. Carry on like that. Okay, so your last stitch, especially on your first 1 or 2 rows, your last stitch can be easy to miss, so you just need to make sure that you keep count of your stitches. As you can see, it's kind of at a slant there, but you still have to stitch it because otherwise you're going to end up with a triangle of stitches and not a straight band. So in through there, hook it, and put it through. And again, to go back, turning chain. And under both loops. Okay. And then you get to the end of your row, and don't forget your turning chain before you carry. You can turn your work and you carry on. So there's 5 stitches with the double knit wool and the 4mm needle. If you continue like that, you can make yourself a nice little headband. It's a nice beginner's project to start with. So just keep going until you think it's long enough, and then measure it around your head. See if it's comfy. If not, add a few. Right, so I'm going to just do mine as a shorter band, to be used as a wristband for autism awareness. It's blue. So I've done as many rows as I need, and here's my last stitch here. So if you ever do need to take your hook out, you make your stitch nice and big like that so you don't lose it. And if you're going to be putting your project down for a length of time, then I suggest you put a safety pin or something, or even a paper clip through this loop so that you don't end up losing it. Because if you pull on this string, you'll undo all your stitches. Okay, so anyway, we've got our last stitch, and we want to finish off. So you cut your wool from the ball, the working thread of the ball, leave yourself a nice long piece to do your stitching together, and then you hook your yarn over your hook like that, and you just pull it all the way through that last loop, and that's how you finish off your stitching. I like to tuck my ends in with a hook size that's 1 size smaller than the I used for my project. So for my project I use a 4mm hook. To hook my ends in, I'm going to use a 3.5mm hook. Just go here, you just hook under and pull it through the loops. A little bit tricky to get it in there. You just want to hide your ends inside your stitches like that. Then I've left a long end here where I ended my stitches. Now to attach our 2 ends together, so after we finish tucking in the shorter end, put that towards the inside. Right, you're going to line up this row of stitches with your beginning row of stitches, and you're just going to weave your thread between them like that. So start with pushing your thread through there, and you've got a wool needle on the end here, and you're just going to weave through your stitches like that. And then you've created a nice little armband. And just like that, you finished your first project. So you can either do a nice armband, especially if it's for some sort of awareness campaign, or a headband for keeping your hair out your face. Hope you enjoyed today's project. And please support my channel by hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel for future tutorials. Thanks so much for watching.